Boxing Truth here, just a immediate post-fight reaction to Bellew Haye 2, the rematch. It was repeat. That was the answer we got tonight. It was a more definitive performance, definitive outcome, as Bellew made quicker work of David Haye this time. Though he did struggle the first two rounds, as Haye was more prepared with a strategy game plan, was using the jab. Actually was doing pretty well those first two rounds. Won the first two rounds on my card. He was fighting smarter, was using more movement. But then he got greedy in the third round, tried to exchange haymakers, and Bellew, he showed more punching power in this fight compared to the first fight. He's been showing more power in the higher weight divisions, in the cruiserweight division, knocking out Makabu out cold, knocking out BJ Flores, and now destroying Haye in the rematch. Haye just got a little overconfident, got off to a good start, but wasn't able to hurt Bellew in this fight. Hasn't been able to hurt him in two fights. Wasn't really able to display any explosive punching power. Maybe it's age, maybe it's inactivity, maybe his legs are just not under him. But as once Bellew caught him with that right hand in the third round that dropped him, the fight was over. Haye, legs buckled, and it looked like he didn't have any legs after that fight. Didn't have anything under him, and didn't have any leverage to really put a dent on Bellew. Bellew continued to put on a whooping on Haye in the fourth round, and Haye was uncoordinated, no balance, and got caught with an exchange of left hooks. And Bellew's technique and his power and his stance was much more superior, as his left hook resulted in another third knockdown of the fight. And then it was all she wrote as Bellew continued to pummel on Haye, and it prompted a stoppage from the referee. David Haye is done. He looked physically after that knockdown like he was injured again. Didn't matter though. Bellew was even more explosive this time, put a more definitive outcome, and he closed the chapter on this book. And now he's looking for a big name, looking for a big fight. He's not a heavyweight. For David Haye, it's the end of the road. Another embarrassing defeat. Got whooped by a fat cruiserweight. And another devastating defeat. And he's not even talking retirement. He should. I mean, where is he going to go from here? There's really nowhere else to go. Physically, he just doesn't have it anymore. And now he just got pummeled in this rematch. So that's even going to have another hit on his confidence. It's going to really shake him up psychologically if he wants to continue, but it's just not there, man. You can't even put a dent in a cruiserweight. The power is not there, the balance, the stance. Just, he boxed well those first two rounds, but he wasn't able to really put any serious mustard on his punches to really even buckle Bellew, a guy who was naturally smaller than him. Bellew, he's got a lot of options going forward. He called out Andre Ward in the post-fight interview. That'd be an interesting fight if Ward even considers coming out of retirement. There's only one place that fight could happen though, which is the UK. You really expect Ward to travel to fight Bellew? I'm not so sure about that. The winner of Usyk Gassiev, I would like to see Bellew test himself, fight, an elite fighter in the cruiserweight division. Even fight Andre Ward, if the fight's even possible. That would be a good ending to his chapter of his career. If he could beat a considered top fighter in the division. He beat a inactive heavyweight who has seen better days and has pretty much physically been depleted. Just no longer that guy from 5 years ago. But props to Bellew for the victory. Another clear-cut win. Well, this time a really clear-cut win, making even quicker work of Haye this time. And I'm not the biggest fan of Bellew. It is what it is. Not really. He's just not my cup of tea. But props to him on the victory. and let's see if he can get a big fight to close out his career, and he can pretty much ride off to the sunset whatever happens, win, lose, draw. Let's see if he can get that winner of Usyk Gassiev, or even convince Ward to come out of retirement, even convince him to travel to the UK to fight him, which is where the only place where that fight even makes sense. Not a big fan of Bellew, but I will root all day for Bellew to knock Ward's chump ass out. So let's see if that fight is even possible, even realistic of happening in the near future. It was supposed to happen before Ward retired. Let's see if this recent victory of Bellew can lure him out of retirement, which will be an interesting fight between two former light heavyweights. And now Bellew is on a run, the best run he's had in his career. He's looking pretty strong, he's throwing hard punches. He's quick on the trigger as well. Was quicker on the trigger in the first fight against Haye, and he was quicker on the trigger in this rematch against Haye. So let's see where he goes from here. Congrats on the victory, Bellew. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.